What I did not accomplish today were the objectives of designing a simple mock-up and showing that in the code, as well as coming up with the next test for the user being able to check that residents are in attendance. Even though I didn't succeed in getting those two tasks accomplished, I was able to explore and learn a bit about the way I want to work with the front end. Adam Wathan has talked about in his videos and in the podcasts, he's done his own library over time that is actually turning into a framework, a utility-first CSS framework, and called Tailwind CSS. What I appreciate about him and his way of teaching the things that he's learning, and his way of digging deep and understanding these things to be able to speak on them, is just, I just really respect the guy. The gist of why I'm wanting to slow down and understand his approach to writing CSS is because it's this idea of the utility classes. So when you try to write classes that address the hierarchy, so a div as a container being a special sort of class, and then within it you have elements for maybe pictures or buttons or text, and those all relate to that outside container. It's coming from a more semantic, meaningful way of describing your classes versus this utility approach, which the argument that some people could make when you go all the way to this extreme is that you're just getting back to inline CSS styling in your HTML. And the point that he makes well is that that still is very much like writing CSS from scratch every time, because you're not limited. You can put any font size, any colors. When you're using CSS classes that are designed to limit you to have a certain range of sizes, of padding, margins, borders, colors, it's a really nice thing. And his framework, having access to his library is of great benefit. And so through purchasing his products, I've gotten to see that and dig in. And what I'm wanting to do with my application is, I have these less files that he's already sort of broken out into these different areas of utility. And so it's a great thing to be able to dig in. I have been listening to this podcast on Full Stack Radio. I would recommend it definitely for myself to come back and listen to, as well as this article. Hopefully I'll have better luck tomorrow on actually making progress.